because we're stomping on them bitter ones.
Good evening, everyone! Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course I'm your host, your YouTube messiah, and often imitated, never duplicated Superstar Tim Vicious, and gonna go over the Elimination Chamber. It was in the ThunderDome, and well, this is actually a pretty decent show. I'm not gonna lie. It was fairly. I was fairly impressed with it. You know. Now, couple things do want to address. You know, mentioned it when the news initially broke back in January, I believe it was, when they said the WWE Network's moving over to Peacock. You know, and they did say that the next pay-per-view, Fastlane, is going to be on both Peacock and the network. And WrestleMania is going to be the official first pay-per-view on Peacock. And, well, you know, in a way, it's kind of sad that Fastlane is the last one. Folks, I got no shame in my game, and I openly admit, I bought the damn network on day one. You know, and I've had it since then. You know, the first pay-per-view they did was WrestleMania 30, and, you know, seeing where they've gone, leaps and bounds, going from WrestleMania 30 all the way to, you know, where we're at now, it's been a hell of an impressive run. It's just, would have liked, I don't know, maybe just from a personal standpoint, I think it would have been cool to have Mania be the last one on the network before they transition to Peacock fully. But the fact that, the point that I'm getting at, some people are speculating, oh, well, since Fastlane's going to be on Peacock and the network, oh, that must mean that there's going to be issues already with all this, blah, 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 blah. No, dude. It's a transitional period. I mean, for fuck's sake. Again, back to WrestleMania being the WrestleMania 30, first pay-per-view on the WWE Network. You know? And for fuck's sake, there were people that wound up literally spending $50 on the pay-per-view even while still having the network because they were afraid the network was going to crash. And not only that, even if, you know, even if you're thinking something that's stupid, really, you're not taking into consideration business-wise. Like I said, transitional period. You're shifting, you're moving, you're going from office A to office B. So you're gonna have to do some shifting around. And not only that, the people that have had the Peacock Network for a while, this is a chance for them to be introduced. For some who may not, because while targeting your core audience is one thing, any smart business person, and hell, I am not the savviest business person out there, but even I am smart enough. While I have the core audience, I need to expand and stretch out to further people to help grow that core audience. And that's on what they're doing. Just common sense. And, you know, you see people with such raging hate boners against anything Vince McMahon or World Wrestling Entertainment related. You'd be so... They fucking shit on it immediately. Just... ugh. Either way, let's get into the pay-per-view now. Pre-show match. It was a triple threat match to determine who is going to be in the U.S. title match later in the night, because it was announced that Sunday Keith Lee did suffer an injury and was unable to compete that night. So, we have Mustafa Ali, John Morrison, and Ricochet all going... it was a fatal four-way, I should say. I apologize. Mustafa Ali, John Morrison, Ricochet, and Elias, which... This just... That list of names just sounds like you hit random on, like, 2K20 to make a match. Right there. But, as far as the match went, you know... it was like a fatal four-way. Everyone against everyone, you know, at the start. But I gotta tell you, Elias and Ali really were like the shining stars for me in this match. I dug the shit because it seemed like them two were the ones out there trying to say, no. You think this motherfucker's good? Hold my beer. Watch this. They came off like that to me. Now the match came to an end when Johnny Nitro, if you get the reference, you're cool. But when Morrison wound up doing a roll-up on Ali, and that came to be after Ali was almost pinned by Ricochet, the other guys from Retribution, Teabag and Slapdick, pulled him out, pulled Ali out, and then they threw Ricochet up again, and then they slammed Ricochet down. And while Ali was on the apron gloating over it and all, Morrison then did a quick sneaky roll-up for a win. So Morrison's doing double duty. He'll be working later on in the night. With that said, let's get into this show now. Main show, first matchup of the night is the Elimination Chamber match for the SmackDown Universal title match. We got Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, Jey Uso, and Cesaro and Daniel Bryan to start the match. And man, just looking over the list of names that are in this, 4 out of, you got a majority of these guys that are just Ring of Honor, that are just oozing Ring of Honor. And, from an early 2000s hardcore Ring of Honor fan, and I still love Ring of Honor, so don't take it the wrong way when I say that, but my God, just the early Ring of Honor stuff that all of these guys did. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Daniel Bryan and Cesaro, oh, fucking beautiful. Bryan and Cesaro were fucking solid at the start. Corbin came in next, started murdering everyone and working on Bryan's knee throughout the match. Sami came in next, and then he got put on the ass end of an ass whooping. And I fucking love this chicken shit heel run Sami Zayn has. And I love the fact that he has his little documentary crew with him. In fact, honestly, what I'm really hoping for more than anything is that this little documentary crew Sami Zayn has with him actually pieces together an actual documentary that Sami puts out on the network. Or even yet, have it be an additional thing to add on to Peacock later on down the road. Just, again, layers. Baking layers on layers on layers for a character. But as far as Sami, he got put on the ass end of an ass whooping because when it was his turn to come out, he shut the door and kept Corbin from opening it, and he was gloating over it. And all the while he was gloating over him on this side, Cesaro crept in right behind him, and he was like, went to turn around, saw, I was like, oh shit, I can't get out. And then it was like seeing somebody get beat up in a phone booth, and it was just, yeah, it was fucking cool. And then when Owens came in, Sami got him, was like, you and me, come on, you and me, we go against them. You and I are cut from the same cloth. Come on, you remember how we are, we could take them, and then it's just you and me at the end. That sound good? And Owens like, yeah, wham, and then goes and beats him up. It was fucking awesome. It was an awesome match. Now, Corbin, he was the first to be eliminated from the match via a sharpshooter. And then, trying to remember, it was Corbin with the sharpshooter, and then it was Sami via a stunner. And then, probably one of the more sicker parts of the match was after Sami was eliminated, Owens' arm, Jey Uso actually put Kevin Owens' arm through, like, at the part where the door closes, and just closed it on his shoulder, like right there on his shoulder, and then popped him in the face like 3 or 4 times with a few super kicks. And then Owens was taken out after that assault, obviously. And then, unfortunately, Cesaro got taken out via Jey Uso from Splash. Bryan wound up getting the win, doing a running knee to Jey at the end, though. And then immediately after that, Roman came in and challenged Bryan, which was beautiful because, and probably the part that got me more than anything was, my son was watching it with me, and he was just watching like, Roman can't do that. Daniel Bryan just won a match. Why is he doing that, Dad? Because that's the best opportunity for him. It is? Yeah. Daniel Bryan's all tired from that match. That makes sense for him. See? So, yeah, just seeing, the little things like that. And that's what it was cool. As far as this went, technically you can classify it as a match, but it was really more so like a quick 3-minute squash more than anything. Roman got the win via the guillotine choke. So, next match we got the triple threat US title match. Riddle against Johnny Nitro Morrison Mundo Impact Esquire the 23rd against the almighty Bobby Lashley. And oh my God almighty, Lashley was, oof. I've been saying it for the past few weeks now, but Lashley has just been running on a whole different gear where he's just nothing but rage, fucking rage, and just straight up murdering dudes. Hence why Keith Lee wasn't in this match tonight. But, yeah, Morrison and Riddle had some nice one-on-one back and forth with each other. Riddle though, I can't. I can't, really. Like I said before, honestly, he's a really bad representation for the stoner community. They need to make a Shaggy from Scooby-Doo-like character for it instead. To have him be to represent the stoner community instead. God damn, pal, that's brilliant. That's such good shit. Yeah. Anyways, as far as the match went, the match came to an end. Riddle wound up hitting the Bro Derek on Morrison after at one point Morrison went outside, was taunting MVP, who I did note on the one episode he tweaked his knee. He has been hobbling around with some crutches for it. Morrison took the crutches off of him and then went to go swing it at Bobby. And then, swung it at Bobby, so Bobby was incapacitated. And then Riddle wound up popping the Bro Derek on him, and now Matt Riddle's the U.S. champ. Yeah. Really hoping MVP gets better soon so that way he can win it. And I'll get back to that. And let's put a pin on that in a moment, and I'll get back to that in a minute. But next up, we got women's action. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax going against Bianca Bel-Air and Sasha Banks for the titles. And this is the only women's match of the night. So, now, don't go getting all mad and throwing out hate and angry shit because, the whole Asuka Lacey Evans thing got scrubbed. Because, yes, look, nobody ever plans and expects a random pregnancy when you're in the middle of when you're an athlete in the middle of a job, When it happens, it happens. You're just like, oh, fuck. And you gotta scramble, and sometimes when you scramble, you gotta scrub a few things. And unfortunately, this was it. I had to scrub the women's match between Asuka and Lacey Evans. Not much else you can do on that. But as far as this tag match went, Sasha and Bianca, they were good, and I kind of dug the one thing. It seemed like they were both it seemed like they were a half a step off with each other. Like they weren't at full kill and fully connecting right away. And in a way that makes a lot of sense because it can play to Sasha's second guessing because Bianca could be not sure on who's going on, if she's going to pick her or Asuka or what to do, you know. But this was a damn good match. I thought it was pretty decent, you know. And like I said, the half a step off I thought was a good thing, you know. Sasha was the punching bag. What was interesting was Bianca, she got in, but she didn't get a hot tag. It was just a regular random tag, like a regular tag in, you know. Had some nice action, you know. I can't really put it over enough. I thought it was decent. It wasn't like a 5-star spectacular, oh my god, this is going to break ground for women's history eons down the road. No, it was like an average match, but it was a good average match. Now, Shayna and Nia Jax got the win when Nia wound up doing a Samoan drop onto Sasha, and yeah, so that was it. Should also note, and I completely forgot to mention this part earlier, thank you, Wade, that after the Roman match, Edge came in, speared Roman, and then called his shot. So at WrestleMania, we're going to be getting Edge versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title. And this is going to be the true spear versus spear match that we deserve. Not that one that they were trying to give us last year between Goldberg and Roman. Which, again, the way the fates work in mysterious ways, and COVID hit, and then Roman couldn't perform, so we didn't have to deal with that. Thank God. Now we come to main event of the night. Raw Elimination Chamber match. Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, Kofi Kingston, Sheamus, Jeff Hardy, and Randy Orton. And now, Jeff and Randy started out the match. Nice little bit of a start, you know. Dug on how the commentators highlighted their Hell in a Cell match a few years ago, on how Randy damn near tried to rip Jeff's earlobe out using a screwdriver and all. Just still cringe when I think about that, but yeah, it was decent. You know. Drew came in. Drew was the first man to come out of the pod, and he was the Iron Man of the match. I'm not going to go into detail about the winners or losers, but I'm going to say he was the Iron Man in it. And, you know, I mean, from a fan perspective, you know, being the last person in, you got the best advantage. Nah. I'm pretty sure from the boys' perspective, it's, hey, look. Whoever lasts the longest, they're the real MVP, you know? But it was a decent match. Now, Kofi came in next, and then once he came in, he took Randy out immediately, which was really cool because it followed up on Raw the next night when Randy, he was backstage cutting a promo talking about on how he should have been focused on an Elimination Chamber. He should have focused on winning and being a world champion again, but he couldn't. And it's not because he's distracted by what he did to The Fiend, but he's distracted by Alexa Bliss. And then they cued to when Alexa Bliss was sitting in that little pentagram doing and, well, Randy, let's be honest. You're not the only one distracted by Little Miss Bliss. But, yeah, and then immediately after that he started coughing and spewing up black gunk, which I'll give Randy Orton credit, man. He could he could have a mop fall on him and make it, and sell it like, you know, it broke a wrist or something. Man, just the way he played it was beautiful. And not only that, I died laughing also at the same time because it felt like it was the old Papa Shango cursing the Ultimate Warrior bit, you know? But either way, Kofi wound up taking out Randy Orton, immediately coming in. And then after that, AJ Styles wound up yelling to Omos to help him get in. And Omos literally ripped the plexiglass off of the back end of the Elimination Chamber pod, and then the refs threw Omos out after that. So AJ literally climbed down, walked around, let Randy leave, and then walked in. So that was a pretty cool fucking moment, and it also played the Omos being, good God, this is a big nasty motherfucker. I do not want to fucking fight this dude. Oof. But yeah. And then it was, after that, it then turned into everyone out for everyone. And then once Sheamus got in, oh my God, it was beautiful. Because then it was just like Moses parting the Red Sea, where McIntyre and Sheamus squared off, and then them two went at it. Man, I really hope these two guys get a good, solid one-on-one match at WrestleMania. Please let this happen. But man, that was a damn good match. Kofi got taken out via a Brogue Kick. Jeff then got taken out via a Claymore. And then Sheamus got taken out via a phenomenal forearm. And then it was down to McIntyre and AJ Styles. And the ending in that was, pardon the pun, but phenomenal, because AJ was literally springboard, jumped onto the rope, did a springboard. In mid-air, McIntyre was able to, boom, pop a Claymore onto AJ while in mid-air, hit him, and then get the 1, 2, 3. So, Drew McIntyre won. Like I said, he was the Iron Man of the goddamn match. At the end of the match, though, after that and the chamber was raised, out comes Bobby Lashley, who then proceeds to assault and beat the living piss out of Drew McIntyre. And then, after he's done, out comes The Miz. Cashes in his Money in the Bank. He wins and is now a two-time WWE champion. And oh, I relished in on how the IWC was all upset and all, oh man, not The Miz, not him, over it. I can't help it if I relish in other people's sorrow. I'm an evil son of a bitch. But yeah, it was damn good. Now, following night on Raw, it came to light that, you know, MVP and Miz made a deal. Lashley softens up McIntyre so Miz can cash in. After that, Lashley's guaranteed a title shot. Miz said he'll do it just on his time, not Lashley's. Lashley then said, I'll give you an ultimatum. You got 1 hour. You give me what I want or I hurt you. Paraphrasing, mind you. And then it came to Braun Strowman insisting he wants a shot at the title. And then Adam Pearce wound up saying, how about this? Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman. Braun, if you win, you will have a title match against. It'll be a triple threat next week between you, Lashley, and Miz. Okay. Them two have a match, and Lashley fucking murdered him. We saw Godzilla versus King Kong in that match, and Godzilla murdered him. Cannot stress that enough, good Lord Almighty. And then, yeah, at the end, so yeah, next week on Raw, we're going to be having the almighty Bobby Lashley going against The Miz for the title, which, Mike, it was nice knowing you. I really hope you appreciate everything you've had in this world up until this point. Tell your children that you love them, because I'm pretty sure Bobby Lashley's about to make your wife a widow and your children dadless. So with that said, that is it for this week's show, folks. So please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on my Facebook gimmick, let me know you found me on there from here. Or my Twitter at Tim Vicious. I don't think I creeped John Gone. Also, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, thank you to contributor to the show, Ali Ray Ben, executive producer of the show. He did help provide the music for this show. Make sure y'all check it out. It's out there on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that good shit. Details are down below. Also, folks, don't forget to follow these cool ass cats right on the Twitter. Awesome Morgan, Kenny Killer, DSB_IV, Diabolica RA, and Sergeant Curry Pants. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.